So the main purpose of conditional release for most teachers is to limit access to resources until a student is active. Given that, there are some other possible ways to leverage this feature. If you find that some students jump ahead in your course and maybe do things out of order, you may be inclined to use conditional releases to manage this. You can quite easily not allow access to certain areas of your course until other parts are submitted or graded or what have you. Now on the pro side, setting up conditional releases takes a little time, but it stays with your course for the rest of the year and can even be transferred to new copies of your course for future years. So possibly a great investment. A bit of pain now, long-term payback. Now, there is a con side, and you're going to find some situations where you wish you didn't have conditional releases in place. For instance, a student arrives from a regular school and has recently done a unit that is Unit 3, say, in your course. Maybe you figure it would be good to allow this student to start with some confidence and jump right into Unit 3. But then you remember your conditional releases, and you have to manipulate things, a bit of work to bypass them for this situation. Also, consider every online teacher is going to be behind on marking occasionally, right? Do you want this to limit your students' ability to progress in your course? If you change the condition from being marked or getting a certain grade to just submitting anything before moving on, well, that leads to other problems because now you have students submitting poor quality stuff and they feel like they're progressing and getting ahead because it automatically allows them to move on. But then you find yourself marking a pile of stuff that probably shouldn't have been submitted, and now you're manually trying to get this student to go back to previous work and slow them down. Another instance, you may have a student who's a bit behind but highly motivated, and they set aside a long weekend to do some serious catch-up. You're away and not marking on the weekend, quite reasonable. Would your conditional releases limit the student from catching up or meeting their goals? Will you return from your weekend to messages from frustrated students and/or parents who got shut down halfway through the weekend? So there definitely are pros and cons here. Does this mean that using conditional releases beyond activation is a terrible idea? Not at all. Just recognizing the pros and cons allows you to insert them carefully and strategically. Recognize that they're not going to solve all the problems, and you'll likely remove some of them along the way. Give them a try and see what fits for you and your courses.